Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by telling each other their deepest, darkest fantasies. Here we go.
You guys ready to get nice and glazed over?
Yeah.
Like a donut?
Yeah.
Oof.
I need to relax. I can't relax. I'm having a hard time unwinding, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just in, my whole body's in pain. Everything.
You got pretty throttled last night, didn't you, John?
I mean, I was sitting in, you know, a comfortable seat. Just drank like 12 heavy beers.
Damn.
I was gonna go to work. Called off work. I rescheduled a doctor's appointment. I just felt like
That's sad.
I've been up since 7. I just feel terrible.
It's like it's shameful.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking missed work. I don't have any like paid time off left. Like, I just had an unpaid day.
Did you tell your boss why you couldn't come to work?
No, I called from an Uber at like 1:30 a.m. last night, and like I rescheduled the doctor's appointment. I was like, all right, well, I'll still just go to work. And then I was like,
did you call the doctor from the Uber?
I called the doctor, yeah, and left like a message, and they called me this morning, and we rescheduled. It was stupid. There were so many guys there with like Trump adjacent sort of like clothing.
A lot of Punisher insignias.
Yeah, like there's a guy wearing like a "Don't Tread on Me" jacket.
Yeah,
like a leather jacket, you know.
I guess they're raging against. We're all raging against different machines.
Everyone's got their own machine.
I was thinking about a song the other day. I was in the grocery store and I heard this like R&B song come on where this guy was apologizing for like cheating on his girlfriend or wife or whatever. And I thought it'd be cool to have a song where it's like a duet, like that Huey Lewis and Gwyneth Paltrow duet, you know? And the guy is apologizing in the song for sleeping with his girlfriend's friend, and the girlfriend is upset because the guy didn't make her friend come, and it was the least that he could do, as at least look out for her friend.
Right.
This is a Huey Lewis song you're picturing?
No, I'm picturing it like a like kind of like an R&B rap type of like Usher, like Trey Songz, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like a duet, like back and like call and response, like the Huey Lewis Gwyneth Paltrow song. I forget what it's called.
What was it? Their song?
It's like we're something together.
Oh, Islands in the Stream.
No, it's something else.
Wait, Huey Lewis and Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, they did like a musical together that had a song on the soundtrack. And
when was that?
Moving together. It was in like the 90s.
Island. It's.
There's no reason why you would remember this or care about this at all, John, or retain that this thing exists.
I might
Cruising.
watch it tonight.
It's called Cruising. 'Cause we're cruising together.
Oh, weird. They sound so familiar similar in my head.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. I would do insane fucking nasty shit to Huey Lewis.
Oh, any...
Just
like
give me...
what?
Just give me
10 minutes with Huey Lewis.
Okay, 10 minutes with Huey Lewis. First of all, that motherfucker's getting stapled up against the wall. I don't give a shit. He's not moving. Okay, staple gun comes out. Gets him as close to his skin as I possibly can without puncturing it. He's not going anywhere. Step 2, biting off every single button on his button-down shirt, one at a time. see what kind of chest hair I'm working with. Right?
Save each button.
I swallow it so he'll never see it again, and then I shit it out later. Keep it in a bag, clean it off, sell it if I want to. Who cares? Whatever. So his chest pops open, see what I'm working with chest hair wise. See what kind of like, you know, how jacked this dude is for an older guy. Undo the belt with my teeth. Zip down the zipper with my teeth, you know. see if I can do this whole shot without using my hands at all. all mouth moves, right?
Sure.
And get down to the to the sweet zone, to the little hot spot down there, and this talking about his dick and balls.
What's that? Oh, okay.
Dick and balls. Yeah, I'm seeing if I can remove his underwear entirely with my teeth, ripping it off, chewing it. I get it real
Just
nice.
gnawing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
I'm trying to
gnawing
gnaw
on
through
the
this.
cotton.
Exactly, gnaw through this fabric. It is just absolutely disgusting. It's soaked. I give up. I just use my hands. I take down his underwear and I just jacked him off with his the head of his penis between my eyes the whole time. 9 out of 10 times, I promise you. My 10 minutes will be up before he comes, so I'll be walking out of that room, leaving him
Sure.
possibly not even erect, because I don't even think he's heterosexual and probably wouldn't be turned on in the least by any of this.
Yeah. 10 minutes doesn't seem like enough time to
Do
psychologically
whatever you want.
break them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm walking in there a stranger. The first thing I do is, like, in this scenario, he's somehow subservient to me, or like has to do this thing. It's extremely uncomfortable. I'm getting just entirely weird with it right off the bat.
You're a customs agent. He's a rock and roller. He has all these songs about drugs and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's trying to get to Canada.
yeah. And I find the drugs that he has, and I don't even give a shit. I'm like, you can have these.
You throw that in front of him first thing you walk in. He's scared. Listen, you throw the drugs on the floor, you step on them.
Mm-hmm.
Make a big production of it. You're just hopping up and down on them. He's speechless.
Yeah, I take a little bit of the cocaine and put it on my tongue, and I'm like, this is stepped on shit.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And I'm like, now I own you, Huey. You're about to do what I say.
Mm-hmm. It's a good idea. 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. What would you do to Huey Lewis? That's what I would do. I have a story to tell my grandkids. I would tell them I'm like 88 years old, and we're listening to New Drug, and I'm like, when I was a custom agent, I stopped that man. He didn't have any new drugs. Just a whole bunch of the same shit. Black beauties, oods. I start naming all these drugs that don't exist anymore.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And then I tell him how I had his dick between my eyes.
Right here.
That's right.
You tap your forehead.
No, I tapped their forehead. I tapped them right between their eyes, really hard. Yeah.
That's cool.
You guys have any spur of the moment kind of like what would you do given 10 minutes? Let's switch it up. It doesn't have to be Huey.
I'll stick with Huey. I'll probably have him I meet him in the studio. I'm a engineer, recording engineer. Just he's like looking in his notebook for like song ideas, and just come up from behind him with like a 25-foot cable.
Oh yeah.
And just wrap it around his neck, and he's just startled, and then I kind of like hog tie him.
Yeah.
And, meanwhile, I have like everything's being recorded. Like I've got a bunch of like Neumann mics set up. It's like a really expensive setup.
Yeah, room mics just capture everything. You can hear a pin drop.
Everything. Yeah. Undo his pants. Just pull his balls out.
Yeah.
Like nothing but his balls.
Okay.
And just sort of like put the sack in my mouth and just garble it around for a while. And he's not screaming. He knows that everything's being recorded, and I told him beforehand that this will be released like as a single.
So he's trying to
he's trying to
come off like he's got it together.
Yeah, like he's trying to like sort of improvise and like not make it sound too crazy.
Yeah.
I start playing with his asshole a little bit. And
yeah. You have to.
He just starts screaming, crying. He ejaculates and I untie him.
Oh,
Session's over. Session's over and I leave.
You take the recording with you, bootleg that shit.
Yeah,
You don't give him any of the money.
put it out as like a noise album.
So when you have him wrapped up in the cable, are you like in accessing his ass? Are you like David Carradine choking him out, like denying oxygen to his brain?
He's kind of like, no, he's like, he knows if he moves too much, he's gonna choke himself. You know what I mean? Like the way I got it rigged, like is like if he's like on a, who's the guy that supposedly killed himself by standing on a block of ice? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh no, the only one I know, the INXS guy
Elliot
that
Smith.
way. And
Either Elliot Smith or the guy from Blind Melon.
or Lane Staley.
So yeah, he knows that if he moves too much, he will choke and die.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I just have access. I have access to his ass and balls as much as I want. I paid no mind to his penis.
It's not necessary for what you're trying to do.
No,
Yeah.
not for what I'm doing. What you got, Mike?
I think I'd like to start with the TSA situation. To start my 10 minutes, I got him in a room for 10 minutes. I got a little bit of something on him. I say, you're that rock star. You write these songs about drugs and stuff. You think that's cool? Coming into my country, corrupting my people. You know what I mean? And as I'm saying that, I've opened up a briefcase and I'm assembling and I'm putting different tools down, like a hammer, pliers, blowtorch, scalpels, stuff like that. I'm going on and on. You think you can come in here and do this to my people, to my kids? I have a daughter. You son of a bitch. You know what I mean? And he's really scared. Take his passport and I just eat it in front of him. Like a dog. I just tear it up with my teeth.
Just like some homework.
What's that?
I said you tear it up with your teeth just like some kid's homework.
Yeah, exactly. He's shaking. He's scared. He's like, what do you need to do anything? You know what I mean? I'm like, you're looking at time. You're looking at 50, 60 years. Or we can do things the other way. And he's like, what? And I say, stand up. And I say, slap it down. And he's like, what? I say, slap it down. And I pound the table really loud. It startles him. He gets the idea. He pulls his schlong out, slams it on the ice cold table. It's freezing in there. With one hand I swipe all the stuff off the table and I lift the chair up and I make myself totally horizontal, so I'm like a big long worm and I slide up to his dick and I'm looking up at him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's a straight line. And he's scared. He doesn't know what to do. He's just like, he's trying to wrap his head around it. I take both hands and I give him a blowjob with my hands like that. And some other cops bust in and they restrain me and I'm screaming at him. Yelling at him like this, back to the earlier stuff. You sick son of a bitch. You coming in my country? I'm kicking stuff. They have to restrain me. They get me out of there. He's just panting. What the fuck just happened, man? He's looking at that one-way mirror. What the fuck just happened? I actually bust back in there and attack him again.
Oh yeah.
Jump back in there. The cops run in there and they tase me and stuff like that.
So
And they get me out of there and they put him on a flight to his show and everything. And he doesn't know what the hell happened. Like no one says anything to him.
when the cops bust in, do they think you're just roughing him up, or do they see you sucking his dick?
The vibe is like they're like, oh, he's doing it again.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like we warned him, he's doing it again.
Yeah.
And I just keep doing it. My face is, I'm furious and stuff like that.
Yeah. I imagine the second time when you rush back in, you throw a metal chair through the two-way mirror and jump back in that way. Like they think they have you locked out.
Yeah.
And you just pick up a chair and toss it through the mirror and then climb through.
Yeah, they thought I was
to start sucking his dick again.
Yeah, it's confusing, and I'm the most confused because it seems like I'm trying to pleasure him, but I'm also torturing him at the same time.
Yeah.
So it gives you an idea of, and I'm at work, just like very confusing and layered. Psychologically, it's a compelling character that I think would be a relatable fantasy for some of the listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. Or, if there's any, studio executives or producers, movie producers listening, I think it would make a really cool movie.
Yeah, I see it being definitely developed into a bigger thing, it's like a world, just a segment of a world building exercise. What kind of world would allow something like this? And it builds itself.
Yeah. Oh man, that was good. That was unexpected. That's the best kind of fantasy. It just sneaks up on you, comes from deep from in your self-conscious. And you're self-conscious. You're subconscious and just creeps out.
Yeah. Do you guys ever, how you get older and you just get dumber and dumber?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever worry? You look at your parents and they seem to have no control of the things they say and do.
Mm-hmm.
The manipulative, cruel things they say and do. Do you feel like you're starting to lose self-consciousness in any way?
Yeah, I feel like I am. I was worried the other day that what the kind of stuff would come out of my mouth if I ever got dementia.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah. If you still think this way when you're 70.
Yeah.
Like you just talked, 3 minutes ago you talked about raping Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Like imagine what that's going to be like when you're 70.
Yeah. I would probably tell the story like it actually happened. What I'm afraid
true.
Right, what I'm afraid will happen is all my fantasies will shift around in my brain to the point where I'm telling a nurse at the nursing home that I skydived out of Army plane and had sex with the ground when I made contact with it or something like that.
Do you think
this is a very, very real fantasy of mine?
What is it again? Can you take it from the top?
Oh yeah, this is just a common one that I often go back to. I'm skydiving. It's like World War II. There's how there's like a line of guys that'll just jump out if they're paradrop or paratrooper dropping whatever into someplace.
Mm-hmm.
So I go down, I pull my parachute, drop my drawers, dick is out, fully erect. I pivot and try to guide myself into some kind of hole in the earth and make penetration contact as I hit the ground, coming immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, and so imagine me telling, some poor doctor coming in to check my blood pressure, urine sample, that I was a World War II veteran that did this. They put me out of there. Whatever, Medicaid, just end of the line nursing home that I end up in. Once you get put out of there, that's it. I'm wandering around the street.
I mean, they'll probably be laughing at you.
Absolutely.
And your family, your grandchildren, and great nieces and nephews will probably just make fun of you to your face.
Yeah.
Knowing you're not going to remember a goddamn thing.
Yeah. They'll just tell them to leave me wherever they find me. Teach me a lesson. The amount of contempt they have for me is palpable.
Yeah. Elderly people are, they shouldn't live as long as they live. And for thousands of years, humans, as soon as you hit 45 years old, they just send you into the woods. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with one bullet. You can kill a deer, or you can, pow. Lead salad. Johnny, what you got for us? So, let's
so-
go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and introduce us. This is the Fantasy Cast podcast. I'm Nathan. I'm here with John and Mike. I just want to say real quick for everybody listening. So, John has been kicking around this fantasy in his head. He hasn't told it to us. He hasn't touched his dick in an entire week, and he's been basically starving himself of any human contact. So he's as horny as he possibly can be right now.
Definitely.
All right, go ahead, John.
All right, so the first prompt is you're a retired man, and you have an investment property that you open up an Airbnb,
Yeah.
and there's a bachelorette party coming. It's your first set of guests. So that's it. I feel like that's enough. You can run with that.
Yeah.
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's hear it.
there's like 10 girls or something like that. I have everyone sign like a guest book before they come, just so I know who's going to be there. So for like 2 weeks, I'm following these girls on Facebook and Instagram, figuring them out. They arrive, nothing's really prepared. Like the place is just kind of in shambles. And like it's just not even cleaned. So the girl that set it up calls me, and she's just like, like nothing's ready. The hot tub's like got cold water in it. Like there's no hot water at all. There's dirty dishes. She's like, you said that there's going to be DVDs, and there's like one DVD here, and it's What Dreams May Come. That's the only DVD there. So I apologize, and they're like, and the grill doesn't, the fucking grill doesn't work. You said that there was like a brand new like Traeger smoker, and I was like, all right, I'll come out there and take care of things. So I head up there. All the girls are they're just drinking because there's nothing else to do. So I decide that I'm just gonna cook them a meal. So like bring up some meats, and I just smoke them like a fucking 10-pound bird, like a turkey or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're really appreciative. We start talking. I'm just like, are you girls you guys afraid of Jack Be Nimble? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, I was like, if you guys say Jack Be Nimble in the mirror 3 times, this guy comes out, and sometimes he kills you, sometimes he doesn't. And they're just like, we've never heard of that. And I was like, well, I suggest you don't do it. I was like, all right, have a good day, girls. I leave. And so it's like 2 a.m. Like the girls decided they want to do it.
Sure.
So they go into the bathroom, look in the mirror. They say Jack Be Nimble 3 times. Turn off the lights, and it's just me jacking off behind the mirror. I just spray cum all over it.
Like the light goes off, and they can see,
Light goes off, they can see me just standing there. That's really all I got. I guess the police are obviously called. They can't trace it back to me.
You said it's a 10.
It wasn't even your house.
You said it was a 10-pound turkey.
A 10-pound bird. Yeah.
Nice.
They barely touched it.
I like that a lot. It's got a, I just picture what the room is like behind the mirror.
Yeah.
And it's just, you have a black light in there.
That's how I picture it like that too. I like
you do
it look like a Like I look like a black and white drawing. Just
Yeah.
like
And you
a charcoal drawing. Yeah.
and you also develop
Yeah.
photographs that you take in there.
Or like a strobe. I was thinking like a strobe
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
It's like the Sandman video a little bit. Metallica. You remember that?
I kept saying Jack be nimble in my head today.
You told him not to do it.
Yeah, you really did.
It was fair warning. Don't do it.
You
Yeah.
probably don't want to do it.
I mean, they're really lucky they walked out of there still alive. That Jack B. Nimble didn't come and kill them, and it was just you beating your dick.
Each one of these, I end up jacking off.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had sex in a fantasy yet.
Yeah.
No. Well, you like what you like. You're you're a mature guy. You know your tastes, and stick with what works. It's your own fantasy.
What you guys got?
Okay, I got a direction. I'm a young little piece of shit. Glasses. Totally like 26 years old. Just a little piece of shit. Somehow came upon this property. No one knows how I got it. Obviously my parents bought it for me. I don't seem to have a job or anything. But you know what? I'm completely sexually non-threatening in any way.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
I do yoga. I'm in one of these mysterious group therapy sessions that happens in the park where I'm gesturing wildly with my hands, talking about myself. Surrounded by other attractive people wearing clothes where it looks like they just rubbed honey all over their bodies and were just rolling around in a bunch of like free clothes and like a Target. You know what I mean? No rhyme or reason to what they're wearing. Anyways, that's kind of the way I look. Like a young, I guess, Zoomer. I hear a bachelorette party is coming to my property. I go out of my way to show how cool I am with that, and I think that's cool that they're doing that. And I set it all up for them, and I buy like a tacky suit that has a bunch of small penises on it, like a like it's probably like kind of an expensive suit, but like a suit, but it's like themed.
Sure.
And I have like glasses. I get glasses with my prescription in them, and it has like little penises on it and stuff like that. And the women show up. They're mostly just like pretty normal people, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so funny, Steven, this is so funny." You know what I mean? Completely, they're falling for it. Hook, line, sinker, and completely non-threatening. I'm an absolute joke, a clown to them. You know what I mean? There's not a chance that I would ever come on to any of them, or
they probably just assume you're gay.
or like am in a relationship or something. Whatever the case is, I'm not threatening. And I say there's some yoga tapes in here. You can look at them. And there's some yoga mats over here in the closet. And I just don't want it to cross over too much with John's. I want it to be my own thing.
It's okay.
So it's all set up. It's just like it's just a nice place. They bring all their own shit. They're decorating it with like penis stuff. And I was like, oh, I have a box of Bachelorette toys and games and stuff like that you guys are welcome to use. And I throw it on there. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be downstairs because I also live in the building. I'll keep it moving. I live downstairs. I'll be downstairs taking care of my cat. And I'm going to make some gazpacho for my girlfriend. They're partying. The party goes on. I stop in and I have this bowl of gazpacho and I say, "Hey, gals, how's it going? It's me, the penis man. Ha ha ha." And everyone's laughing. They're like, "He's back, everyone, he's back. Oh my God." Because they're all lit up, a little drunker now. And I say, "I had some leftover gazpacho. Here, I'll just put it on this table next to all the other Bachelorette cake and toys and everything. All right, ladies, with that, I bid you adieu." And I take a big bow and leave, and I slam the door a little too aggressively. They're like, "Oh, geez, he slammed down a little bit hard, but whatever, who cares?" So they're all partying, and I just kind of sneak in when things are just getting like out of control. They have a stripper there, and they notice that I'm there, like cheering and stuff, like in the background along with them, you know, feeling people up and stuff. My hands are all over like people. They're kind of like don't notice that I'm like not groping, but like hugging and like hands and be like, oh my god, he's so fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I basically go around and I just slowly sleep with every single person at the party. I take them downstairs to show them my cats and stuff like that. And it gets aggressive. You know what I mean? But it's all consensual. It's just confusing. You know, it's really disorienting because it's like
yeah, like as you're walking down up with one woman, another one comes down the stairs at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh yeah, you gotta see my cat. He's down there. And then finally, I get the bride down there, and it's like 4:00 in the morning. Everyone's like passing out and stuff like that. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like, I try to make out with her. I'm on the couch, because the bedroom is just like covered in like underwear, and it smells weird and stuff. And she's like, "I'm getting married tomorrow. This is crazy." I'm like, "I know this is crazy, but the second I saw you, I knew that we were in love." And then she's like, "You love me?" My husband never even said that. And then we end up getting married. And then it's like a big deal because like on the wedding night, I start like chickening out, getting scared and stuff. And I tell her basically that I slept with like everyone at her first bachelorette party. And she says she loves me anyways, and it doesn't matter. The past is the past, and you just gotta let it go. You know what I mean? You can't hold on to that stuff. You need to live in the present.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
That's it.
Oh, that's a beautiful fantasy.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's real nice. Oh, that just made me feel good, Mike. Thank you for that. Okay, so me, I'm in, I've got like a, like a farm property out in like somewhere in Wisconsin. I converted one of the barns into like a, you know, like a loft, like a kind of like a fancy loft space. And the girls show up in like a party van. They've been they like hired a driver to drive them out from the city out to Wisconsin. They're like getting tipsy in the car, taking photos, you know. So they show up to the barn, and you know, I have champagne on ice. I've got full liquor cabinet. I've got a bunch of you know, plastic shot glasses. It's all decorated. You know, congratulations, Karen, for on, you know, taking the plunge, stuff like that. Real welcoming. And you know, I've been coordinating with one of the women who's basically planned everything, the bridesmaid. And I pull her aside, and I'm like, "Listen, I don't want to sound too forward, but my brother-in-law has got some pretty good blow, and I'm trying to give it up. So, you know, you guys want, you know, some Coke for tonight?" And she's like, "I don't know. That seems kind of crazy." I'm like, "Listen, it's free. I'll give it to you. If you want it, you can use it. If not, no big deal." So I give them this, you know, not too much, just a little bag of Coke. And then I go back to my house, and I look in my intricate camera system that just like can see every square foot of the barn, you know, and I just watch them party. I watch the stripper show up. They're having a good time. They're all, you know, should we do it? Should we do it? Should we? I don't know. And they start taking little bumps of the Coke, you know, and they're just getting crazy, and they're feeling good, and they're like, "Oh man, we want some more," you know. So they just like around that time I'm observing it, I knock on the door, and I'm like, "How you guys doing? Just checking in, making sure you have everything." And like the bridesmaid's like, "Hey, do you have any more of that Coke?" And I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you what, have the group come out, meet me out front, meet me around back, and I'll drop it off there. I just got to go get it from my car. So they round up everybody, the whole bachelorette party, and they go out back, and they look down, and they notice that the path that they're on is made of yellow bricks, right? And then the lights go on, and the whole outside area is decorated like Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road, right? And so they're walking down this yellow brick road, and they see me dressed like a scarecrow, and I'm pretending to be a scarecrow on a fence, and I'm like, riddle me this. If you keep going down this path, the cocaine ye shall find. And they're like, okay, I don't know, this is kind of funny. They're like giggling to themselves, but they're also kind of coming down, off the cocaine that they just did, so they're getting frustrated and impatient. So they keep, and I scurry off into the woods, so they keep going down the path, right? Boom, I jump out. I'm a cowardly lion, right? Oh, you scared me. I'm so scared. Oh, I wish I had some courage. I wish I had some powdered courage to put up my nose, but I don't. Unless I follow this path. And I run off into the woods again, and they're like, shit, so they just keep going down this yellow brick road. And, mind you, there's floodlights, and the whole thing is like filled with sets that I made over the years of Wizard of Oz. So they keep going, and they hear a creaking noise, and out from a shed comes me as the Tin Man, and I'm like, if I only had a heart, and if I only had some cocaine to help these squeaky hinges, come with me and I will show you where to go to find it. So they keep going down this yellow brick road, right? They come up to it's a palace. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but it's like built, it's like a Hollywood set. Like it's clearly just like a fake facade out front. And they go in, and there's a pile of cocaine on a table, and I'm behind a curtain, and there's all sorts of like smoke coming up, and I'm like, you come here to do my cocaine. You come here to have your bachelorette party. You are a little cockroach. You are a cockroach. The curtain comes up, and it's me, and I'm dressed like Scarface, and I'm like, say hello to my little friend. And I've got a gigantic gun, right? And I've got my dick out. And they look at me. They hit me with some mace. They got it in their purse, knowing full well that I'm not going to shoot any of them. Eyes burning, stammer back. Immediately I go out of character. And I'm like, whoa, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? They just start kicking the shit out of me. They take my head. They bash it on the giant mirror that's on the table. Cracks the bone around my eye, and I just start gushing blood. Drag my face across the broken glass. Take the Scarface gun that I had, which isn't loaded, it's a prop, and just start caving my head in with it. They take the coke. They like scrape it off of the table and put it into a purse, and they go back to the house, and they just start partying. I'm in bad shape. I'm bleeding out. I'm about to die. I'm about to pass out. And with my last breath before I just completely black out, I say, it was all worth it. And that's the end of the fantasy.
Nice.
Interesting. It's like a fantasy.
Interesting.
It's a fantasy about a man having a lot of feeling fulfilled in his fantasies.
Yeah, it's like within the like what I was getting off on in the fantasy was being all these characters and guiding these women, through this journey.
It's like the archetype of like the sorcerer. You
Yeah.
get there at the end. In a way, they consume your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They were just irate and frustrated and really just, they've been drinking and doing cocaine all night. Really pissed off that they were separated from the stripper that they paid for. And they just needed to take out that anger, and they were just happy to be able to beat the shit out of me. And I was happy to be there for them for that.
And you passed away at the end, right?
It's unclear.
Okay.
I could have came to later. It's kind of like setting it up. You guys ever do that? Like set it up for a sequel fantasy?
Yeah. I get that feeling a lot when I drink a lot of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about that is that I get too edgy.
with coffee.
Yeah, and I've been researching different alternatives, and there's a lot of mushroom alternatives out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of them is called Rise. That's Ryze. It was invented by Andre and Rashad. They were the founders of Rise, and they both were undergrads at Harvard, and they realized that coffee wasn't helping them. It was making them feel a little bit tired and unexcited and a bit dead inside, and they needed another cup just to get us to the end of each day. So the good thing about Rise is that their values are that they value daily rituals for the mind and body. They promise to deliver the highest quality ingredients. They feel excited to win the day, and they are offering a daily ritual to keep the body fueled and the mind clear. On their website, you should check it out. There's a lot of good recipes. There's good. There's a blog and different you got to see these recipes. You guys are not going to believe it. There's an iced mushroom coffee latte, a Rise hazelnut cocoa bliss balls, and the pictures on this website they're done really well. You can tell a professional took the pictures. Mushroom coffee nut butter bowl, mushroom breakfast muffins. I mean, this stuff is so good. First time I tried it, I said, no way, is this mushroom or is this actually coffee? One of the reviews said that they actually put espresso inside of the mushroom stuff, so it's like a double blast of caffeine and mushroom alternative coffee. It's actually really phenomenal stuff.
That sounds like a great idea. And you know what I like? About businesses that are started by just like two friends is they have an experience and they care about the product because they designed the product for themselves. They ran into a problem, so they came up with a solution. They're not in it to make money. They're in it to make a good product that helped them study or whatever, and they're just trying to pass that on to us, guys like us.
I believe that when I drink Rise in the morning, it's like every sip tells their story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story. Every cup is a story.
You guys ready for the second one? All right, you're at your house, and two women and a man break in. I guess there's a rumor that you have a lot of money. They're there to take it. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm sitting in my house. I'm watching Married at First Sight. I hear a knock on the door. Hey, sorry to bother you, but we just got in a car accident, and our phones. We just need a phone real quick to use it. Just our signals. Long story short, can we use your phone? And I'm like, yeah. Hold on a second. I go to get my phone, and they kick in the door, and they bum rush me. Pistol whip the shit out of me. Bleeding on the ground. Duct tape my mouth shut, duct tape my hands. The guy grabs my hair, is like, where's the fucking money, dickhead? And one of the women is like, fuck him up. Yeah, fuck him up. And he just starts, slamming my head on the ground. One of the other women just starts indiscriminately trashing my house for no reason, like tips over the refrigerator that busts open and all my ketchup comes out. I've got like 3 or 4 different kinds of ketchup in there, and that's about it. She destroys my microwave. She's got an aluminum bat, and she's just like trashing everything, the stuff that I use in the house, my hot plate. She takes, like, I've got a couple pairs of underwear, maybe like 3 pairs of underwear. She finds 2 of them and throws them in the garbage, just like putting holes in the wall, just everything, and they're just obviously on some like thrill kill type stuff. They're barely even looking for the money. They're more in it for just like the thrill of beating the shit out of me. But the guy's pretty persistent. He's like, where's the fucking money? Where's the money, dickhead? And I'm like, okay. It's upstairs. And they drag me upstairs. And I'm like kicking on the floor, and I like making a bunch of scuff marks on the floor because I have like dress shoes on for some reason. And they drag me up, and I'm in my bedroom, and they push the bed aside, and there's a wall safe. I mean a floor safe, and I open it up, and they're like, "Don't do anything fucking stupid. Just give us the money, man. Just give us the fucking money." You know, so I open the safe, turn it one, I'm like, I can't do it. My hands are shaking. Oh, I'm sweating. Blah, blah. You know, so eventually I open it up, and it's just a whole bunch of old Playboys from like early 90s, right? And he's like, this isn't fucking money. What is this? I'm like, those are worth a lot of money, man. Like, those are all in really good condition. Like, it's not money, but that right there is as good as money. And they start flipping through, and they're like, interview with Carmen Electra. What the fuck? Nobody's gonna read this shit. Blah 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 blah. You know, so they take the Playboys, and he's just like throwing it on the ground. Like, we know you have fucking money. I'm like, I don't have any money. I don't have any fucking money. And one of the women is like, kill him. Just kill him. So he's like, no. We're going to make this interesting. And he takes me over to the window, and he's like holding me out of the window. And he's like, you going to tell us where the fucking money is now? He's holding me by my pants. I fall out of my pants. My dick pops out, right? The whole neighborhood can see my just like floppy ass dick flopping around in the wind. I'm hanging out of my window, right? People are like outside walking their dogs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Eventually somebody calls the cops, right? They come in, drag me inside, beat the shit out of me, arrest me. I get booked for indecent exposure, you know? And the people who broke into my house, they were like, yeah, we saw him, you know, flashing little kids, so we you know, busted into his house and beat the shit out of him and trashed his place. And the police were like, yeah, no, you did a good job, you did the right thing, you know. Any good citizen would have done the same thing. So, you know, I end up having to register as a sex offender and live the rest of my life you know, working under the table jobs and stuff like that, because nobody will ever hire me.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Pretty kind of degrading, humiliating.
Yeah. They beat the shit out of me too. Like, my face is just fucked up. They really went to town on me. Beat me like a
drummer chick.
Hell yeah.
I think I got one. I got a direction. I gotta warm up. Maybe it's this new microphone. I gotta just let's get into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get weird with it, Mike.
I mean, fantasy. It's about dreaming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dreaming new things you can do to your body, your brain. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay, my wife has gone out for the evening. She's having a night out with the girls. So I am just gearing up for the ultimate masturbation session. I got all the computer screen. I'm rich as fuck. I got 3 computer screens going, 3 different kinds of pornography.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is 2 guys and a girl, 2 guys and a girl, 2 girls and a guy, and then just like 10 guys in a room.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's not important. I put a little piece of tape over the camera on the computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
I get put some rubber gloves on.
Yeah.
Took a shower already. Sprayed perfume all over my body. I have my cell phone duct taped to my taint.
Yeah.
Just on a vibration setting.
Yeah, you're nice and ripe.
I crack my knuckles. The tarp's on the floor, and I'm about to just go off.
Yeah.
My man cave.
Classic prep.
Yeah, and then the doorbell rings. Ring a ding ding dong 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 dong. Dugga dugga ding 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 ding. I'm like, oh, son of a. I towel off. I put on my maroon terry cloth robe, and I go down there, and I'm already screaming at the top of my lungs. And I'm open about it. I'm like, my wife's outside. I'm trying to get my rock stuff up here. You know, my wife never leaves the house. You know what this is like for me. Do you have any fucking idea? What do you guys want? It's 3 people. 2 beautiful women, 1 blonde, 1 brunette, and 1 just like guy who's like tiny and frail. And you know from like the internet that people would find someone like this like attractive, but to you it's just like a disturbing skeleton person, like Timothy Chalamet or something. You're just like,
yeah,
this just looks like an anorexic French person.
Yeah.
Weird big head, thin shoulders, smug little look on his face. I guess a full head of hair. And he's just like, our car broke down in the neighborhood. We were wondering if we can use your phone. And I'm like, my phone? He pulls out a gun. It's cocked sideways. And in my head, I'm thinking, sideways? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like, who is this guy?
Like, what the fuck? Where are you? This is from you're like living out a movie right now. At the expense of my private time. Mind you, the phone is... I'm sweating so much that the phone has just died.
Yeah.
Because it's just still duct taped to my... Like gorilla taped to my undercarriage. And they're like, sit down, freak. And I'm like, you little fucking freak. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, who likes you? You know what I mean? He smacks me in the head with the gun. And I look at the 2 women. I'm like, does this impress you? You know what I mean? And they're like,
yeah.
You know, they're hesitant. They're like, yeah, actually it does. And I'm like, yeah, okay, not believable. They tie me up to a chair. And I'm just going on and on about how weird this guy looks. I just started roasting him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't even have any body. Like, do you shave your body or you just don't have any body hair? And if you don't have any body hair, are you just like prepubescent or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's your fuck style even like? Is it just you're just like a hairless little freak? You know what I mean? And he's like, don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. You know what I mean? Tell us where the safe is. And I'm like, just fucking put that gun in my mouth and just blow my fucking brains out. You think I give a shit right now? You know what I mean? He's pistol whipping me and stuff. He's like, you're gonna regret saying that to me. What pack? You know what I mean? Hitting me in the face and stuff. One of my hands gets free. And I grab the pistol, and all my teeth are just out of my face. There's just blood coming out of my face, but I'm like kind of like excited by the whole thing.
Yeah, like your adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, and I grab the gun, and we're both screaming, like in each other's faces. And I slowly turn the gun around, and I point it down into his stomach, and I shoot it. So he shoots. He's like, my stomach. Oh man, I'm bleeding. He's like, Sandra, Janice, we need to get out of here, man. I'm bleeding out. And the blonde, who's like a little more sympathetic to this weird character, is like we gotta get him to the hospital. He's bleeding out. And I'm like, forget about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do I turn this into something provocative, truly erotic? Truly erotic. Okay, he dies on my floor. We all call the cops. And I'm like, either you can like pick my story, you can pick his. Either you're going to jail or I'm going, or either you're going to jail or you can bleed, or we're going to say my story. We concoct a story that like this guy broke in. We were all going to have a 3-way, and we go into detail about this arrangement of the 3-way, what was going to go down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You got to make it believable. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all looking at each other like in the interrogation room at each other, like kind of like, yeah. And then I was gonna like lower your pants, and then I was gonna eat out your butt. And then the other girl was like, oh yeah, and at that point I would be giving you a blowjob while you were massaging my butt while she had her butt in your face. You know what I mean? Like going on and on about it. And we're all getting like, we all start like holding hands in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we finally get out, and we get breakfast together, and we're all like kind of like still like juiced up a little bit, and we just have like a great goofy breakfast. You know, we call our significant others, and we're just like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's been a long night. You're not gonna believe it, and we just have like a great morning, and we just get amped up on coffee, and we don't even have sex. We just have like a great connection. It's like the potentiality to have had a three-way with them was there, but we don't follow through on it. Just like to keep the fantasy is almost more invigorating than following through on it.
Yeah, because the fantasy of the three-way that you guys had in your mind, that you guys like discussed and concocted, is way more exciting and satisfying than anything you could have in real life, you know?
Yeah.
Because you guys came up with the most beautiful, amazing fantasy to sell to the cops.
And the cop was like, oh yeah, and then the cop was getting into me. He's like, oh yeah, well then what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, what were you guys gonna do?
Because you guys, the synergy of you three working together to come up with the story came up with the most beautiful three-way fantasy known to man. And if you guys tried to enact that in real life, it would just be, then all you guys' like fears and insecurities would come out, and it just wouldn't measure up, you know?
It never measures up.
Right. I like that.
Thanks. I'm trying to shake it up instead of just turning into like a violent sociopath or like a rapist or something like that. I can't tell if that's like where mine are normally going. You know, I don't want to get stuck in a rut.
Yeah. Well, you've come up with some very compelling but sweet and heartwarming fantasies. It reminds me of when I saw Babe, the movie Babe, for the first time, and I wasn't expecting to like it.
Yeah.
And it was really touching.
Thanks. I like yours too. I never know where they're gonna go. You know.
Well, I don't either, and that's the scary part about, you know, the fantasy of, it cracks open, you know, an egg in your deep dark at the back of your mind, and you don't know what, you know. You don't know what you're making. You don't know if you're making a scrambled omelet, you know, you're a poached egg, over easy. You don't know what's going to come out. You just hope that everybody likes it. You hope that everybody at the table likes scrambled eggs.
John, what's your story?
All right, so so my house is like rigged with, there's like cameras everywhere. It's like really fortified, like it's hard to get in. So I'm at home in the living room watching porn, just naked, like covered in oil, just like super greasy.
Hell yeah.
This is during the day. It's like noon.
I picture you're glowing.
Yeah.
The sunlight's coming in and just hitting you right.
Yeah, like the curtains are open. Like everything's just, you can see into the house pretty easily.
Right.
So I see these people on camera trying to get into my house. I know what they're there for, and I know that it's going to take them a while to get in. So I go. I know what they want. They want my money. And all of my money is, I got it put into gold coins.
Oh, smart.
So I have like 10 gold coins. Each one's worth like $100,000.
Yeah.
Sick.
So they're like close to getting in, and I just swallow them all. Just, you know, swallow the whole thing. They get in. It's a guy and two girls. The guy just starts beating the fuck out of me. He's like incredibly big, strong guy. One of the girls is like, fucking kill him, you know, just like scream, just fucking kill him.
Yeah.
And the other girl is like, you can tell she's sympathetic, and she doesn't want to be there, and I kind of like lock in on her.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just like, you don't have, you know, like letting her know with my eyes that she doesn't need to do this, that there's another way.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like hogtied in my living room on a wooden floor.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, where's the money? They like tore apart the house looking for things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I ate it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, then you need to shit it out. And I'm just like, I can't shit right now. Like, I didn't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'll make you a breakfast. So he like goes into the kitchen. He makes me like a bunch of scrambled eggs.
Uh-huh.
And bacon. There's like a little bit of ham.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty decent breakfast.
Yeah. Sounds like
you've
it.
got sriracha on the side,
Mm-hmm.
to like dip. So I eat it. We watch like a baseball game
Yeah.
while the food digests, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
Cleveland is playing the Marlins
Yeah,
in a day game.
It's yeah, it's like early in the season too. It's like not an important game. No one really wants to watch it.
Right.
So I tell him, I'm like, all right, I think I'm ready. So he's like, just do it right here. I'm like, all right. So he pulls my pants down. As he's pulling them down, I start farting a little bit. And he's just like, Jesus Christ, you fucking... So he hits me again. Like, hits me in like the kidneys. And I just start shitting. Like, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a mixture of good, like, fibrous shit and also, like, diarrhea.
Sure.
And it's like all over the floor. The girlfriend of the boy slips on my shit, falls down, hits her head. He let me loose, so I grab a trophy off the bookshelf. I crack him in the head.
Yeah.
Okay, he falls down. I tie him up. The other girl is she's just like, I can tell she's happy that she's getting out of this and not going to be hurt.
Yeah.
So I just start beating this guy with this trophy until he's dead. I take the other girl's head, and I just slam it repeatedly onto the ground. Her face is just mush.
Yeah.
And I tell the other girl, I was like,
Just real psycho shit.
super psycho, and I was like, you can still get out of this. And she's like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And I was like, I will pay for you to go to college. I was like, I'll do that for you. I'll pay for you to go to college wherever you want to go. And she's like, she's like, I always thought about going to nursing school. And I was like, you can do that. She's like, okay, thank you so much. And I was like, you got to do one thing. And she's like, what is that? And I was like, you got to eat all this shit up. So she gets down. I give her a child's spoon, a really small spoon.
Yeah.
And she just eats all the shit.
Wow.
I give her $14,000 to do a semester at community college. And that's it.
Wow. Yeah. You really could have changed that girl's life.
I might. I mean, she might finish school.
I mean, she went from home invasion to
Community college.
To community college, starting a career in the healthcare profession, which is booming right now.
I mean, imagine this girl going on and just all the people she's gonna have sex with, and in all of the different ways. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Peers in college, people in the hospital if she becomes a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Dates.
She's also like
dating websites. I mean, it's unbelievable.
She's like in her mid-30s.
So this is like a second career thing.
And yeah, like this is her. Yeah, she just never figured it out really.
In that case, it's even more sexy because someone like that is so experienced already that the sex is probably more casual and it's just like anything goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she knows what she likes. She knows what she's comfortable with. Not afraid to try new things.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good one for me because the notes I had, I put some notes for it. And it just said, looking for money, doesn't call the cops, make them take a shit. I think I was gonna have, I was gonna catch them, tie them up and make them shit on my floor.
Oh,
I like this one better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
and then I wrote down shit knife.
Oh God.
I don't know what that was.
That is really.
It's really perverted. I love it.
Yeah.
It's dirty. It makes me feel dirty.
You know what else I think is funny is not funny, but it's really interesting and eye-opening is that whatever diseases she might have gotten from eating your shit off the floor, she helped her better understand the ailments of the people that she was then going to treat as a nurse. Because she probably spent weeks in the ICU just with intense abdominal pain from no doubt having E. coli and all sorts of other bacteria from eating your shit off the floor. And she got to really see in a really intimate way how professionals work in that setting, and it probably informed how she then cared for her patients.
Right. Like she might end up on she might end up going to medical school.
Yeah, she might cure cancer, John. That's the opportunity that you're giving the world. Like, you could have beat her to death like you did the other burglars, but you didn't. You chose to, which I think is very admirable, give her a second chance at life. Very, very inspiring fantasies tonight, guys. I must say that's usually you don't end up you walk. You hope that you can get aroused. You hope you can, bust a nut. You hope you can, reach some kind of like dirty apex. But not often do you walk away from a fantasy feeling, enriched and hopeful about the world.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't. Do you guys think as fantasy men that we're doing a good job?
That's a good question. I guess I'm hardest on myself. I think you're doing a good job. I think John, both of you guys are just.
But you don't think you are?
Fantasy. I don't know. There's always that voice in the back of my head saying, yeah, this fantasy got you off, but is it going to get anybody else off, or are you just some, weird loser who just because I've only had sex like 3 or 4 times in my life makes it seem like I'm not, like I just have a weird perspective on sexual stimulation, so my fantasies are just unique to me. Does that make sense?
Well, if there was a little bit more feedback on the Reddit where you post these things, maybe we could get a better understanding of what people are into, what they're not into. There just seem to be such a cowardly group of people. It's disorienting for me.
Yeah, the criticisms I was getting in my messages from people were just really hurtful and insensitive.
When they say
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you guys can't get anybody off. This isn't sexy. This isn't hot at all. I listened to this for like 40 minutes and I turned it off because it was a waste of my time. And I'm saying, look,
it's a generational thing. These people, they just want stuff instantly. They're a porno brain. They are going from one thing to another online, and it's just really pathetic of them to be doing that.
right, exactly. Like, if you wanna just bust your nut, I got something for you. It's called Pornhub.com. They got basically anything you ever want to look at. If you want to know yourself and you want to get into your mind and unlock facets of your sexuality that you didn't even think existed, if you're ready to take that journey,
well, let's look at it this way.
Just hit that subscribe button, because we got
maybe
that
we
for
can
you.
put it in words that they understand. It's like, you know, when I think in video games, I dabble a little bit. I'm not really as hard as a lot of these people are.
Yeah.
If you want to unlock special characters, think of yourself as a video game character. If you want to unlock video game things, you need to go down the rabbit hole. You don't just get the powerful bodysuit of armor or something. You have to put in the work. You have to save the princess from the turtle man or whatever it is you guys do, that little race game or whatever.
And you know, there's no cheat codes when it comes to unlocking your sexuality. You know, so you gotta put that work in. You gotta level up.
It's just upsetting.
It really is. Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. But you know, this is fun, and we'll do this again next week.
I got some Lebanese food waiting for me.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you guys.